Hi Year 8s. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be focusing on the voice. As an actor, the voice tells us so much about our character. It can tell us where the person comes from. It can tell us how old they are, maybe even what their occupation is or their role in our society. It can tell us about their personality. And it can also give us some indication about how they're feeling in the particular situation they may be in. We're going to be going over some very important vocal terminology today that we're going to be exploring in our next lesson. Some of these vocal terms you will have heard of already when you've been learning about public speaking in English, or you may have heard them in your music classes. So, when we're talking about the voice, there are different ways that we can change or manipulate our voice to suit a character, a situation, or to show an emotion. The first one we're going to talk about is pitch. Pitch is the highness and lowness of a sound. So, a character that might have a higher voice could be a child. So we would raise our pitch to sound more like a little kid. And then if we were speaking in a low pitch, it might sound more like an adult. We have a low sounding voice and it is very commanding. The next term that we're going to be using in class is pace. That's the rate at which words are spoken. So if you speak really quickly, if you speak like you are in a rush, that can sometimes change the way the character is feeling or showing how they're feeling or indicate the situation that they're in. Or if they speak really slowly, it might also tell us a little bit about how they're feeling. The next thing that you're going to be experimenting with in class as you try to use your voice to show character is pause. Pause is incredibly important as an actor. It is very important to read the lines as the playwright intended them. So wherever there's a comma, you should pause, and wherever there's a full stop, you should pause just that little bit longer. And then the next sentence needs to sound like it's a new idea. So pause is where the sound stops, how often, and for how long. And you can see and you can hear in my voice how it has an impact on what's being said. The next one is projection. This is incredibly important and will be incredibly important in your performances for voice. You need to be able to, even if you're whispering as the character, project your voice so that the audience can hear every word. Otherwise, if they miss bits of what you're saying, then they may miss really important parts of the information of the story. Volume goes embedded with projection, but they're really different. Volume is how loudly or how softly the words are spoken. But you can still whisper or speak softly and allow your voice to be projected to your audience, and that's really important. The next one is articulation, and that's the clarity of voice. That's how clearly you speak, making sure that you finish the end of every word. Inflection is the rise and fall of your voice. Now, this one's really important when we've got a question at the end or a question mark at the end of a sentence. You'll notice that if I ask you a question, how are you? The inflection is at the end. You can hear my voice going up as I ask the question. Okay, so it's the rise and the fall of the voice. Okay. The next one that you might like to play with as part of your character is your accent. And sometimes your accent can also give an indication of where you are in society or where you come from. So obviously you can hear in my voice that I have a different accent to you because I'm from Queensland. And so we say things like pool and school and cool, and we definitely have a lot more of a nasal tone to our voice. Breathing is the most important way, or allows us as actors to control our voices, to convey feeling. So where you put the breath in a sentence can sometimes convey to the audience a different feeling, but you can also add sighs or a gasp. So sigh is out, a gasp is in. The next one you might like to play with is repetition, repeating a sound or words for emphasis. No, 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 no. Okay, sounds different to no. And the last one, and we're going to definitely be playing with this over the next couple of lessons, is emphasis. That's where you choose to place stress on particular words, and it definitely changes the meaning. And we're going to be playing around with this over the next couple of lessons with different exercises. So if I place the emphasis on, I didn't say she liked him, it sounds different. So I've placed the emphasis on say, but it sounds different to, I didn't say she liked him, and there I've placed it on she. So they sound very different depending on where you put the emphasis on a word. So the next part of the lesson, or the next part of what I'd like you to do, is we're going to be using this tongue twister by Dr. Seuss. And I want you to practice over the next couple of nights at least 2 or 3 times to be well rehearsed and well practiced in this poem, because we're going to be using it in our lesson on Friday. And I want you to get practiced enough so that you can do it as quickly as you can. There is some audio here so you can hear another actor reading it, so you can listen and read along, or you can just read for yourself. Good luck with your rehearsals, and I will see you on Friday.